Hi everybody, it's Indigo Twin here. I hope we've had a great week. Just firstly, just like to apologise for the sound last week. Yes, I do realise there was things there, and thank you everyone for letting me know that there was an issue. So hopefully this week it will be fine. So just going in from last week's energies of what was going on last week. Now, you may recall that we actually had Osiris and also Isis, and in different energies. So today, what we've got is basically we've got the family. So with that, we've actually got a lot of key characters in regards to the cartouche. And they would be such as down here we have Horus, which is actually the son of Isis and Osiris. Now, that, of course, is in the masculine, and then we actually have Horus's children here, which I'll go through in a minute. But anyway, let's get on to the energies of what's going on. This is a reading for the week beginning the 12th. So, looking at the energies this week, it's a little bit different. So, what we've got is things are sort of moving and shaking. Okay, so there's been a lot of work. Now, congrats to those of you, the feminines. You've been doing great work, absolutely great work. And good news is that the masculines are actually starting to do a bit more work now, which is great news, isn't it? So let's have a look, first of all, at sort of what's been going on in the past week in regards to the cards that we pulled. And in relation to sort of what happens in our past. So here we have our past, masculine, union, connection, whatever you'd like to call it, and then we have the feminine over here. So what we have for the masculine this week in regards to the immediate past is the lotus. Now the lotus is a beautiful, beautiful symbol. It's we know that the suggests peace and tranquility is often the case. Now, what we've got here is also it represents continuity. So here's our lotus card. So we have continuity, placidity. So basically, as in regards to the masculine, he's kind of starting to begin to work out what's going on in the big scheme of things. He's seeing his part in what's going on. So in other words, there's been some sort of shift. There's been a bit of an awakening. He's looking at options, and I'll go a little bit into that when we come down to the present card. And then, of course, over here we have Bast. Now the Bast card represents happiness. It's all things. It's the goddess of joy. This is a beautiful card, feminines, to be having in your reading today. The card of joy. So what it's suggesting, as we think, will be. So that means we need to keep up the positive thinking, the positive thoughts. There's a lot of movement going around, really going into our intuition, really trusting in ourselves more than anything. Trusting that the work that we're doing is all for our divine purpose, our mission, the reason for us being together, the reason for us coming back and going into these things. Now, what we're also doing with this card, what this is suggesting is that we're really realizing how we can fight off these dark energies. Now, when I say dark energies, they could be anything from a thought, from somebody doing something. Now, yes, we're all humans, we're all in the 3D. Things happen that we have no control over. But And saying that, we do have control to how we react to situations. We really do. So the feminine, I feel, are starting to recognize when the dark energies come in and really honing into that and saying, okay, get out of my field of energy. You no longer belong here. So get a move on, stay clear. So that's great. Congrats, kudos, feminines, because you're really starting to recognize when those dark energies are coming in and really just going out of the way, beloveds. I don't need you here right now. Okay, so let's just go. I won't go into the middle yet. That's an interesting what's going on here between the two. Really interesting. So let's look at the present. We have the air. Now the air is actually represented by one of Horus's sons, Geshnut. Now what this means is this is movable. Air is movable. It's a real cleaning out the cobwebs, memories coming up, really what's going on with the masculine. He's recalling a lot of why he's here. This is what's going on with him. So really, just feminines, really give him some space to be able to do that, because he's got some stuff to sort through, and he's doing that work. He really is doing that work. He's getting through. He's clearing out the cobwebs. There is communication. There's a lot of intellect. He's really realizing who he is. So let's just kind of give him that sort of that breathing space, so to speak. Now I'll just go, before I switch back over to the feminine here, I'll just go into the basically the future card. Now this is Horus. One of my absolute favorite cards. Horus, the beautiful son of Osiris and Isis. For him to even be here, Isis made so many sacrifices. There's a story, I mean, it's one of the ultimate twin flame love stories, about how Isis's brother Set actually went to destroy Osiris and basically ripped him apart. And Isis went in, found all his fragments, all his pieces, and managed to put him back together. And she, even while she was pregnant with Horus, she had to flee to protect him. Now, Horus is the all-seeing eye. I'm not sure if anyone's aware of the symbol here and what this represents. The eye of Horus is actually the shape of the pineal gland. Now, the pineal gland is the one, it's our third eye. Okay? So what we're having here is we're getting a divine interjection and a divine injection as such into the masculine. He's getting stronger. He's been a bit weak. He hasn't been well. He's getting a lot stronger. It represents home and family as well. So he's starting to come back in to where he feels that he belongs. He's been away for so long, and now he's starting to come back. So this is really, really good news. But I'm seeing here also that the feminine need to be patient. We have Nephthys. Nephthys is actually the sister of Isis. I told you we had a lot of big players here. A goddess, another beautiful story. Now, Nephthys is all about tranquility. That what we thought, the things that we think. There's a lot that we actually don't realize right now. Okay? Now, this is where I'm feeling a lot here, that the feminine really need to come into themselves and let the masculine come into themselves. It's happening. It's happening. It really is happening. So this is suggesting all things hidden. Now what we've got here almost, it's like a chalice. The Nephthys is like a chalice. So she's filling herself. The feminine, my apologies, is filling up her chalice. Soon she'll be overflowing. Now that's a good thing, because that will help in this healing process for the masculine. So keep up the fabulous, fabulous work, feminines. It is hard work. I know it's hard work, but really keep that up because things are happening. Things are moving. They're moving. They're shaking. It's all a lot that's going on. Now coming down here, we have another son of Horus, and this is the Earth card. So we're all talking about Earth. Now this son of Horus was actually, his name was Happy, or Happy, however which way you'd like to call it. He's like an ape-headed god. Here we had the hawk-headed god and we've got the ape-headed god. Okay, so we've got a lot of human evolution happening here, and this is exactly what this card represents. All things that grow. Things that grow. It's a grounding card. It's telling us that we need to be grounded. We need to maintain our happiness. We need to not worry about any outcome. Detach from the outcome. Clear those dark energies. Keep clearing those dark energies and really become grounded. Really look into what you're doing. Okay, this is all about putting things into the material perspective. Okay, so we're becoming grounded, very much grounded in this. A lot of energies happening here, very, very strong energies. So let's go into the union, the two together. What's going on here? Now, interestingly enough, we have one of the greatest feminine cards and the one that really truly represents the masculine. Hathor, a goddess of love and strength. She's the mirror, okay? She's the mirror. Look into her. There's a lot going on here. There's confidence. There's spiritual strength. There's a lot of God force and wisdom happening here within these goddess energies. We really need to focus in on this. Really know that everything has divine timing. We need to do the work. This is not an easy journey. It is not an easy journey, but we really need to maintain that. Bring out your goddess. Okay, really feel that goddess energy. Now, I won't go into the present because we had this card last week, so that I'd go down to the masculine energies happening here. Now remember, we're talking about the immediate past and present and looking into the future. Now, Ptah. You may recognize the symbol. It's the working symbol. Okay, it's masculine energies to the absolute full halt. He's the patron of men. It's suggesting ingenuity, masculinity. So during the course of its evolution, okay, in your evolutionary journey back to the Creator, the soul advances through many experiences. This is one of them. We really need to sort of look at the energies. We are on our way back to our Creator, back to the divine. This is all part of this. This really is a part of this. Now, what does this? The Mason's tools. Okay, who are the Masons? The stone. They worked with stone. What does stone suggest? It's almost like a brick upon brick of spiritual brick that is actually just going through and going through. It's building the foundations here. Absolutely building the foundations, shaping ourselves to our true identity, our true selves. This is what this card represents. It is a constructive building of the temple of spiritual identity, which grows with life's lessons. This is all about life's lessons. Really, this is magical, really. This energy, it means that we're starting to come into this balance. Really balancing our energies, really balancing who we are. Now, let's go to this one. This did come up last week, and it came up more or less in the masculine. I believe. So we were looking at this, the buckle of Isis, as being growth with sacrifice. What does that mean again? Growth with sacrifice. It is all about fidelity, fertility, lifting oneself out of the collective. If you do not do the work, you won't go into this. It's all about the work. We really need to be doing the work here. Okay, there is growth with sacrifice. The sacrifice meaning that for this time, we sacrifice the relationship. Okay, it's not about the 3D relationship. It really is about us, the feminine, the masculine, coming into ourselves, finding a way back to our divine. This is what this card represents. Okay, and once we do that work, this is where we find ultimate fulfillment. But we have to do the work. We have to continue on the path. So we'll let the masculine just go off and do their things. They've still got work. Yes, feminine, we still have work, but we're getting it. We're learning how to clear off those dark energies. Now, I'll just pull another card here around the buckle of Isis. Oh, what a beautiful card to pull. What can I say? My favourite card, the Ankh, the key of life, love force, life force, energy. Oh, it is just beautiful. Okay. That is just divine purpose happening here. This is what we're all about. This is truly what we're all about in the scheme of things. So, life force, understanding, this is where we're at. This is where we really, really need to be focusing on things, on our life, on our soul purpose, our journey back to the divine, back to our divine selves. This is what it's all about. Oh, this, I pull out all the other cards and I leave this one sitting here, kind of like a surprise, and I'm overjoyed to see this. This is truly one of the great, beautiful cards of this. Short of the twins in these cards, this is just one of my ultimate favourites. It's very symbolic, very, very symbolic of our journey, our life as twins, as soul connections, as soulmates. This purely is absolutely beautiful. It's emotional love. It's the ultimate. But this is what we're striving for. This is what we're working towards. I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen this week. This is what we're working towards, the ultimate. Okay? It's a dawning of a new state of awareness. It's enlightening contact with our higher selves. Absolutely wonderful, amazing for this card to come up. Now, I'm going to pull another one of the Isis cards that I pulled last week so that we, to see what we're going to meditate on today. Now, I've got here the portal of light. She glides on wings through time and space. I think this is a message for the feminine. Really do believe that's a message for the feminine happening here today. Okay, the portal of light. So the portal of light, I'll read this one out to you. This is from the Alana Fairchild cards again. The portal of light, she glides on wings through time and space. It is only this physical reality that is bound by time and space. You are being conscious on levels beyond the physical world. You are guided to work with your healing powers beyond the confines of time and space, and to allow your sense of self to expand. It is safe for you to do this now. You will not become ungrounded through such spiritual growth. You are not leaving your earthly awareness. You are, instead, adding to it. Doesn't that now relate? Can we see we're starting to get a clear picture here? So reading on. You are growing into power and awareness. You have had a breakthrough, insights where you realize that you are not who you thought you were. You are, in fact, a much vaster being. Sometimes this was shocking and uncomfortable and difficult to accept. At other times it was gentle and made sense to you. You are learning to integrate this awareness of your vast self in your life. The practical consequences of doing so are extraordinary. To live with less and less fear and insecurity, to become more detached and more passionate, more loving and less demanding, to need less and receive more, to feel more joy and exert less force to attain it. Such wonderful gifts await you. You also become capable of exerting healing influence beyond time and space, which means being able to help free yourself and others. If you choose to share your healing gifts, you can learn to create freedom from trauma, attachment, history, and any other situation that may drain life force and distract from divine love, no matter whether occurring in this or any other lifetime. Isis guides you to powers and abilities to heal that are beyond time and space. It starts with the realization that what has happened in the past has power over you only to the extent that you allow it. The portal of light is being opened to you now to travel through time and space, to release the past, to open up a future bright, and to call for more power in the present moment. Once you have done this for yourself, if you are guided into the healing path, then you can share this with others. This is our mission. As soul connections, as twin flames, our mission is to share the love. This is part of what it is. This oracle of the portal of light also brings special guidance that a phase of time or experience is over and a new cycle at a higher vibrational turn of the spiral is beginning. So prepare to ascend. Expect things to become lighter, freer and faster, moving in your life, even perhaps whilst you appear to be more surrendered and more peaceful within yourself. I'm lost for words. That message is so powerful. It is so powerful. The work that we have to do is phenomenal. Yes, it can be hard, but this is where we really need to come out into this. Now, I will do the ritual as I did last week with the cards, so you can either choose to stop here, or you can choose to actually do the ritual. And I strongly recommend this because this really relates to what's coming up in the week. Feel free to do the ritual every day or when you feel needed. So let's move on to the ritual now. You will need one candle, perhaps a tea light or a white or black candle for this ritual, and some matches. Sit comfortably where you can gaze at the lit candle with eyes half closed and your spine relatively straight and supported. Gaze at the candle flickering with soft focus and keep your eyes half closed, half opened as you focus on the candle and your breath. When you are ready, imagine you can project yourself into the candlelight, sending your awareness into it until you sense all around you, either actually or with intention, bright white light, pure. Now breathe slowly. Allow yourself to release anything at all, conscious or unconscious, that you feel weighs you down. Just release it into the light. Now quietly say this incantation. I'll say a line and that will give you the opportunity to repeat it after me if that makes it easier. In this light beyond time and space, I enter the portal of divine light and grace. I am free of shackles from this life or another. I surrender old fear to the Divine Mother. I now choose to be free of the past. In the present light of spirit, I now bask. In the portal of light beyond all time. Love and light frees me into peace sublime. When you are ready, just open your eyes and extinguish your candle. You can say this incantation, as I said, anytime. If you don't have a candle, visualize yourself surrounded by light. This is absolutely beautiful. There's not a lot more I can say about this reading, but really come into yourselves. This is beautiful. Just think, this is it. We have work. The feminine have work. The masculine have work. This is where we're heading. The portal of light to the key of life and love and understanding. That's where we're heading. Until next time, thank you again and have a wonderful week.